They tell us to set example. They tell, like, the oldest one always has to like set the example, which sounds like a good thing, but it can be pretty difficult, because it's like sometimes setting the example is like not knowing what you're doing. You know, you're the first one. It's like I describe it like a zombie apocalypse. It's like you're the first one to go through like the haunted warehouse, and then you get bit by whatever zombies are out there, and then you have to tell everyone, hey, they're biting. You know.
What's good, familia? It's your girl Odalys Jasmine, and this is Hella Latino. So this podcast is all about Latinidad, identity, and just straddling the two cultures. And your videos are so funny, and you describe it so perfectly, like these different experiences. That. I'm like, so real. So
I appreciate that, because I, you know, when I make them and when I'm like writing these jokes, I don't always know who's relating to what part. So sometimes I'll throw something really specific that only I really relate to, but I'm like, I feel like other people have had this too, and it's something really specific, like you know, like the toilet seat at grandma's house being really decorated, like being decorated really nicely. I'm like, that I wonder if other people have had that too, and then they'll comment, and then it makes me, you know, the comments keep me going.
What was the first video or the first joke that you're like, oh, this is gonna go somewhere?
That's an interesting question, because this kind of all started by accident. This was all, I wasn't, because like I'm a comedian. I've been doing comedy for like a minute. You know, I'm a stand-up, and so the videos on the Latino side of me that I've been doing for maybe like less than a year.
Really?
So I did one video about, like, you know, Puerto Ricans look like everybody else. There's no like, oh, you look Puerto Rican, because Puerto Ricans can be anybody. And then that video blew up. And then so I kind of fed a little bit more into that. And then it started getting more and more, you know, more. That's where I found the community, because everyone really appreciates when I talk about that stuff. So but I didn't have any intention. I wasn't like, I'm only talking about Latino stuff, I'm going to make all these Latino videos. Like, I just kind of kept listening to, you know, to my audience, to everyone commenting and saying what they liked. So it was kind of an accident. I don't know. Sometimes I'll get like a little feeling like, oh, this video will do well. Yeah. But, you know, with the algorithm, it's very hard to guess.
Oh, that part. Part. Was there a video that you made that you're like, oh, I don't think this is going to go anywhere, but it like popped off?
Yeah, a lot of the videos talking about our childhood do really a lot better than I thought.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know if I could think of anything specifically. I think I did one video about like why we have trust issues or something like that. Like
real, relatable.
Yeah, something like that. And I'm like,
you gotta tell a joke. I'm like, yeah, that's real.
See,
yo te lo guardo.
Yeah,
the money thing.
Yeah,
that's the first trust issue.
Yeah. So it was a lot of that, and I think I did a video about like. And I hyper focus on stupid stuff. I'm like, that's a dumb shirt that I wore in the video, so I don't think it's gonna do well. Like, I'll tell myself that.
And then like no one's even looking at the shirt.
And no one's looking at the shirt.
Yeah, it's us.
No one's looking at the shirt. Yeah,
so real. But I want to go back to your childhood, because I think that a lot of Latinos are natural comedians, because just like the world that we live in. But I want to talk about your childhood. Like, paint the picture for me. You growing up in Florida, or you were born in Florida?
Born and raised Florida.
Born and raised
Which
in
Florida.
Which a
lot of people are surprised when I say that. I could, you know.
Yeah, because you grew up New York hard.
I guess, yeah. So, and the reason why is on my dad's side, his parents, born and raised in Puerto Rico, moved to New York, and then my dad was first generation. My mom's side, her grandparents, born and raised in Puerto Rico, then they moved to New York, and then they had kids, and then they had kids. So that was my mom. So my mom and dad met here in New York, born and raised in New York as Puerto Ricans, and then moved down to Florida, and then had me. So I was the first one born in Florida, like of my siblings and then of my cousins. Everyone older than me was born in New York or in Puerto Rico. So I was raised by that energy. By the New York energy, by the like, hurry up, like, be kind of quick with how you move and everything like that. So I think that's why.
Got it.
I think that's why I go up.
And is there a difference, like Florida and Florida and New York?
Yeah. Floridians.
You notice like the Puerto Ricans in Florida are so different than the ones in New York.
Oh, because you know that's actually another thing, is I wasn't around too many Puerto Ricans in Florida. I wasn't around too many Latinos, so born and raised. Yeah,
I feel like Latinos run Florida or Miami. Maybe it's
right.
specific.
And so it's Miami, Orlando, probably some other cities. I was born and raised in Port Orange, Florida, which is next to like Daytona Beach, which is known for NASCAR.
Oh,
so not very
interesting.
Not a lot of Hispanics where I was, from. Now maybe there's more because the city got a little bit bigger. But yeah, I didn't grow up like in my community, and in my house, my parents didn't speak to us in Spanish. My mom can understand a little bit of Spanish, but she never really learned it, and she doesn't speak it. And then my dad does speak Spanish, but he learned English like I guess I would say better. So my dad speaks English better.
Got it.
So growing up, everything was just in English. They didn't like intentionally not teach us Spanish, and I do remember like my dad trying to teach us Spanish. Like there was a period where he would go over like this means this, blah blah. He made an attempt to try it, but I didn't grow up with parents that relied on Spanish.
Got it.
So I never learned it.
Really?
I never learned it.
Oh, really? Because there's one video that you have, and I have to mention it because it's hilarious. This is how I found you. It's a video about you saying about directions.
Yeah, what type of Spanish I speak.
What type of Spanish you speak.
Yeah.
And I mean, you spoke it. I mean, I guess I don't think like, oh, he doesn't know Spanish. Yes.
So I'm learning it now, and I know a lot more. I can speak a little bit conversationally, but it's still kind of hard for me. It's mainly what makes it more difficult is hearing the words, because like I said, I didn't grow up learning it, so I didn't grow up hearing it. So when I hear Spanish being spoken, I can't pick apart each word. So I can read it. I can read Spanish, like when I read the lyrics to music.
That's still impressive.
Right, which is another thing I learned.
Like, yeah.
a lot of, at least in my experience, a lot of our elders can't type Spanish very well. They'll say words wrong, and I'm like, I know.
Punctuation, no existe.
Yeah.
Like literally does not exist.
Yeah, which I learned. I didn't know that. I thought they could write Spanish, beautifully.
I guess it also depends like where they immigrate from, like if they're from the city or if they're from like the farm. You know what I mean? My
grandmother's from a farm.
So it is different.
Yeah,
it is different. That's it. Okay, so when did Spanish come into your life? When you're like, okay, I need to learn how to speak Spanish.
Like 2 years ago.
Oh, this is recent.
Yeah, like 2 years ago, I kind of like, I had this whole perspective change on my life, because I was, at first I took Spanish as like, I took it in high school to learn it, because it was part of our curriculum. So it was one of the classes. So obviously I was Puerto Rican, so I'm like, yeah, let me try to learn Spanish. But like taking it 40 minutes a day, a couple times a week is you're not gonna learn a language that way. So I didn't really learn too much in high school. I didn't practice it.
And it's probably a different kind of Spanish.
And it was Spanish.
Yeah.
It was like Spain Spanish.
Not Puerto Rican Spanish.
It wasn't,
we all have a very distinct Spanish.
Yes, I didn't learn any Caribbean. I'm like, they don't teach Caribbean Spanish in the workbooks. I was like flipping through the pages, like, where's I full? I know I full. Where's that part? But so I didn't learn it too well. And then as I'm learning it in high school, I'm thinking to myself, this is way too hard. Like, I'm never going to do it. And, I had like a weaker mind as a high schooler. I was like, my priorities were different things. Were like, trying to go to college and stuff. And so I didn't prioritize learning it.
Yeah.
So I never picked it up after high school. I kind of left it there. But I learned the fundamentals. And then, like, I don't know, 2 years ago, I was like, this sucks. Because I was having experiences where Latinos would be around me and they'd be speaking Spanish, and of course, me not understanding it, I would be left out, and that feeling is like the worst. That's like one of the worst feelings I ever experienced. Is like not, because that's my people.
Yeah.
That's like literally, that's my titi, that's my tío, that's and I can't participate with my own people, and that it hurts. So I was like, I have to learn it. So I got into the music and the culture, and I just I'm pretty much self-taught. I'll practice with my parents, but I learned through like the music. I'll learn through music. I'll read the lyrics, and so I speak like reggaeton Spanish, which is not always the best, but I learn a lot of
reggaeton Spanish. Is funny.
Yeah.
You said I speak Bad Bunny Spanish.
Yeah. One time I was trying to say I don't want to fight. I was saying I don't want to fight, and instead of saying pelear, I said perrear. But I said, no quiero perrear, like during an intense moment.
During an intense moment. I love that. What did it change like your own identity, or have you always been like, I'm Puerto Rican, no matter if you were in Florida, New York?
I've always claimed being Puerto Rican. I've always been proud to be Puerto Rican. But I always claimed being Puerto Rican with like an asterisk of like, I don't speak Spanish though. So like I'm not, and I don't like that. Like I don't like being like that. So I started teaching myself Spanish because I want to be able to be involved with my family, like my older generations, you know, and then just with our community. Just there's a lot of people who don't speak English that are in our communities that I want to be a part of, you know. I want to be able to go to like a coffee shop and speak Spanish to the, you know, the barista in Williamsburg, you know.
And what changed for you when you started to learn the language and started to speak it a little bit more, feel a little bit more comfortable?
Yeah, back to your identity question, I did feel more identity. I felt way more of like, this feels good, this feels right, this is like who I want to be in life, you know. I want to be like someone who knows his culture. Yeah. So, yeah, it felt good. It was, because, growing up, I didn't speak any Spanish. And then my grandma didn't speak any English, so we'd just be looking at each other. Just trying to bond through facial expressions, you know. But we did, yeah.
And was she around? You grew up with her?
Yeah. She was around. She was I always do a little joke on stage that people tend to not laugh at, but I think it's funny. But so my grandma like dropped out of elementary school in like 3rd grade, you know, to help her family on the farm in Puerto Rico. So, you know, that's the hitting kind. You know, because my grandma was very aggressive. I didn't have one of those grandmas who was very like, give me a, like, my grandma, like, she put us in headlocks and stuff, like, just playing around, not like, but she would put us in headlocks and like wrestle with us. Like, if we went in the water, she'd like smack the shit out of you with a noodle, just like cute grandma things, you know.
Just cute grandma
things, you know. Her English was not that good, and so she would try to like joke around with us and be like, well, I'm gonna kick your ass. But she would say, instead of ass, she would say neck. I don't know why. She would say, I'm gonna kick you in your neck. I kick you in your neck. And we were always scared.
We were always
around her.
You're like, maybe I don't want to speak Spanish.
Yeah.
Did that relationship change when you started to speak it a little bit more?
It's a little bit better, yeah, because now I can speak to her. But
she's still telling you she's gonna kick you in the neck?
Yeah, the English is still did not improve.
Not very good looking.
That's my yeah. My English is not very good looking. I love that. I see. That's what I'm saying. Like, I want to connect with our community more, because I have all these inside comments and jokes that I would like to make with people, and like, you know, people who are non-Latino obviously don't know what I'm talking about.
When did you move from Florida to New York?
Like 4 years ago. I think 2021. Yeah, 4 years ago.
Oh, okay. And did that help with the identity, like claiming Puerto Rican?
Yeah, because obviously a lot of us are here, and then I have family here as well. Like I have a titi who lives in Washington Heights. So when I first moved up here, I stayed with her, and so I stayed with her for like a month in that neighborhood, just being around my people. You know, the barbers were, you know, Dominican and everything, and so I was seeing so much of my people. So it like kind of it felt really good. But yeah, I mean, moving to New York always felt good for me, because my whole family's from New York.
It felt familiar.
It felt very familiar, so I was able to connect here easily.
Oh, that's so cool.
But yeah.
And it's, you know what I would love about whether you speak Spanish or not, like your childhood home. Yeah. It's like every other Latino households. Yeah. And it's like, it doesn't matter necessarily if you speak the language perfectly, if you don't speak it at all. Yeah. It's like, you're Latino.
Yeah.
You can take that away.
And we love our people regardless. And we all grew up very similar.
Yeah.
And I try to, like, I have family who, like, they speak Spanish, but their kids they're not teaching them. I'm like, you gotta teach your kids Spanish. Like,
I was gonna ask you, why didn't your dad teach you? Was it just because it wasn't natural?
I think
busy?
It wasn't like on purpose. It's just because, like, my parents speak English better. They don't rely on Spanish, and growing up in New York, they didn't really need to use Spanish. They needed to use English, like for school and for work. They used English, and so I think they think in English.
Yeah,
I think it's as simple as that. Like, they think in English. And like I said, my dad tried to teach us Spanish and stuff, but
were you guys not receptive to it? Was it just like,
we were a little receptive to it? It just never went anywhere.
Yeah.
It wasn't. I don't know. I think it's hard to teach a language when you don't rely on that language. Does that make sense?
So real. No, 100%.
Yeah.
What advice do you give to parents, though, that are raising kids here? Like, I think about my nephews too. There's some nephews where I'm like, they're not speaking the language at all. And I just know they're going to get to an age where they're like, damn, I should have learned.
Yeah. And not to criticize my parents, because I love my parents and they did an amazing job, you know, raising us. But to reflect back on that, I would say just really be more active about it. Like, sometimes we forget to do something. Like, sometimes we forget to discipline ourselves. I would just say, like, discipline yourself to, like, teach your kids if you care about it. Because that's kind of my situation. It's like I wasn't taught the language, but literally everything else is there. Like my mom was always cooking good Hispanic, Puerto Rican food.
Yeah.
I grew up on Puerto Rican food, grew up on Puerto Rican music. You know, my family that is from Puerto Rico is always like in my life, like coming to the house and stuff. Domino's, like all the cultural parts are there. It's just the language which is not, which I know is a big part, but I'm still very much a part of the culture.
100%.
Just can't always communicate, which makes it difficult. But
and I love that you're owning that too. Like as much as I didn't know the language, I'm Puerto Rican. Yeah. That was never a question.
And I'm here. I'm here to stay.
And I'm here to stay.
Yeah.
And I'm speaking Puerto Rican Spanish. Yeah. Puerto Rican reggaeton Spanish.
Yeah. Yeah. So
love that.
I'm trying.
When did you move here? When you moved here, was your comedy changing a little bit? Were you doing comedy in Florida?
I was doing comedy. I started in Florida. I started in college.
Oh, you started in college?
I started in college, yeah. I did stand up there, Tallahassee, Florida, which is another not very Latino city.
And was that always a goal? Like, I want to be a comedian. Like, did you grow up thinking, like, I'm going to do this for the rest of my life? Like, tell me.
No.
When did comedy come into your life?
Yeah. It started in college. I was in college to be a doctor. I was planning
to be a doctor.
I was planning to be a plastic surgeon. That's what 18-year-old Julian had in mind. I was going to be a rich plastic surgeon.
Just given Florida.
Yeah. And well, also because I'm like the first in my family to go to college, so I kind of like I wanted to go to college and be really successful and kind of like set a good example.
But why plastic surgery?
I was 17, 18
that's it.
Yeah, 17, 18-year-old Julian. I didn't really know what my passions were, like, so I was really, my passion was, I just wanted to like be rich. I wanted to have a lot of money, and so that drove me into medicine, into plastic surgery. And I realized like 2 years into college how like dispassionate I was about that. Like about like I shadow doctors. I've been in the OR like while they're doing surgery.
So you went pretty far.
I went very far. I didn't apply to med school, but like while I was in undergrad, I went very far into the pre-med route, like becoming a doctor. I did a bunch of programs and stuff. But all that told me like this was not for me. Like I did all that work to realize, this is not the career path I want to go in, because I just I didn't love it. Which I recommend, people who are in college get a lot of experience in what you think you want to do.
Try it.
And because if you end up not wanting to do it, you're still like in college, you're still young enough.
You're the first in your family, you said? So you're like first gen in that way too.
First gen college student.
And that's hard because you really don't know.
Yeah, man. They tell us to set example. They tell like the oldest one always has to like set the example, which sounds like a good thing, but it can be pretty difficult, because it's like sometimes setting the example is like not knowing what you're doing. You're the first one. It's like I describe it like a zombie apocalypse. It's like you're the first one to go through like the haunted warehouse, and then you get bit by whatever zombies are out there, and then you have to tell everyone, hey, they're biting. That's me setting an example.
Did you feel like you had to like have it together though? Because sometimes that's the thing with first gen, like you can't really talk about how it hurts, how they bit you.
Yeah,
like, you just gotta be like, hey.
Yeah,
there.
I did try to hold it together. I advised a lot on what not to do. I did a pyramid scheme in college, obviously not knowing. I didn't like sign up for a pyramid scheme, but I was selling Cutco knives, which I don't think is a real company, so I think I can say their name. But I did like a thing where I was like just doing demonstrations on how good this knife was. Overall experience, it was a pyramid scheme.
Wow.
So from that, I can tell my younger siblings, hey, like if you get a job opportunity, let me see what it is, because I can tell you if that's like someone trying to set you up. But yeah, that was me getting bit by the pyramid scheme zombie, and then now I can tell my siblings.
Easy money, they get us, right? Like, okay, cool. Yeah. I've done my fair share of like, Mary Kay and Avon, all those different pyramid schemes.
Yeah. Just
beginning our women.
Yeah.
All the women in my family sell Mary Kay. They're all competing.
What's Mary Kay?
You haven't heard of this? Like the makeup?
Like I have.
Makeup?
Okay.
Avon? You never heard of it?
I think I've heard of Avon. I mean, maybe if the pink cars.
Yes, the pink car.
In fact, I have somebody that's around the corner from my mom's house.
Yeah.
Mary Kay. They all work toward it. It's
and
like
that's
their
what
goal.
Brand? Mary Kay?
Mary Kay.
That sounds like a Mary Kay thing.
That sounds like a Mary Kay thing.
Mary Kay
This is like
cars.
older American woman that started this pyramid scheme that continues to.
Oh.
Yeah, it continues to like.
But if they have the budget for like pink cars and everything,
you have to make your way up the pyramid scheme, right? You have to be like a director. Yeah.
So they make you buy something.
Yeah.
From their business to like sell or
they
promote?
They do like facials and makeup like tutorials. They host parties to get people to buy their products, but they're essentially just selling makeup.
Wow.
Or like now skin routines and all that. My mom keeps trying to put me on. I'm like, Mom, I'm good.
Your mom?
Yeah.
Mom,
I'm good,
Mom. For your pyramid scheme.
I'm good, Mom. There was also Princess House. Do you remember this?
Princess House. Prince's House? Like Prince the artist or Princess?
Princess House. Princesa. And it was... Yes, princesa. Okay. But it was like glassware. You know how like most Latinos families, they have like a little cabinet with all these like nice glass crystals.
Yep, the forbidden. Don't touch anything in their cabinet.
Literally, spend all your money on it, but don't touch it.
Yeah, right next to the dining room table.
So Princess House is part of that pyramid scheme. They like sold these crystals and glassware and... Oh, God. And my mom was out here selling.
They're sitting at home like, what are the labias like?
Yeah.
What can we get them to buy?
But okay, being first in college and then... comedy.
Yeah, I don't know. So I was in college. I was doing pre-medicine route, drowning in work, being like, this is the life, you know. And then I went on YouTube a lot, and so I would just go on YouTube and see. I watched a lot of comedy on YouTube, and long story short, that's just kind of how I was like, let me try this. So I tried it, and then I just fell in love with it, and so I started comedy.
That's it. You just wanted to try it.
Yeah, I wanted to like.
But I'm sure you've always been funny. Did you always know you're funny?
Yeah. We were always making like you said, Latinos are all funny. Like our household is very funny. So we've been making jokes like as soon as you're born.
Yeah.
You're getting
start
joked
roasting
on.
you.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Thick skin.
So the comedy was always there, and then I just tried. At first I started doing like sketches for YouTube. I started going on YouTube, just filming myself as the dad and then as the kid in the sketch, just like 7-minute videos for YouTube. And then from that, I moved into stand up. So I actually did little sketches first, and then I did stand up. But I love stand up now. That's my thing. Stand up is what I do. I don't post a lot of stand up on my Instagram yet, but I'm gonna start. I'm just accumulating all the clips.
Yeah. But yeah. Were you getting attention with the sketches on YouTube? Yeah,
a little bit. I didn't blow up on YouTube, but some of them did pretty well. I did like reaction videos and stuff like that too, like just like reaction videos to music videos. I don't know. I tried a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
I was like 19, 20. I was just trying to do a bunch of stuff to figure out YouTube. But then ultimately I did move into stand up, so I stopped doing that. I kind of stopped making videos on YouTube. And then now I'm going back to YouTube. I'm putting my stuff on YouTube again. I did take those videos down.
I was like, can we look it up?
Yeah.
What are the sketches?
I can republish a few of them if requested, but yeah.
But when was the moment you're like, ¿sabes qué? Like, I'm going to leave my medical field. I'm going to just do this full time.
I guess maybe junior year of college, because junior year of college is when you start getting ready to apply for med school.
Oh,
so that's when, because junior year you apply, senior year you either get accepted or you don't. You kind of figure out what your route is going to be.
Yeah.
And medical school applications were coming up, and I was like, I really am not feeling this medical school thing. Like, I don't. Yeah. Everyone was saying how difficult it was, and so I just kept doing comedy, and then I graduated as a pre-med. Like, I finished my 4 years knowing halfway through I wasn't gonna be a doctor, because I didn't want to. Because if you switch your major, you'll stay in college longer. You know, because you have to complete. Then
you're like, I'm trying to get out.
Yeah. Okay. So, I finished college hard as. Can you curse here?
Yeah.
Hard as fuck. So I finished college. It was hard as fuck, and then I graduated pre-med, but went completely into comedy. But I graduated during the pandemic. I was class of 2020. So yeah. So I graduated during the pandemic. Wow. So I got to go home and not do anything. I was actually planning to like come to New York as soon as I graduated. I was like, I'm gonna walk across the stage, and then get on a flight to New York, because I want to like do comedy in New York. That's like always what I wanted to do. But then COVID hit like March 2020 or something, February 2020, and then my graduation was May. So all that got like pushed back.
Well, you had like a virtual graduation?
I had a virtual graduation.
Wow.
I graduated in my sandals at home.
I always think about that. I'm like, how did they graduate? Because that's part of like, you know.
Yeah, They graduated us. They did a ceremony like virtually, and then like a year after COVID, they called everyone back to the school to do like an actual walk across to graduate. So you kind of graduate twice in a sense. But
did you do it?
Yeah, I didn't want to go.
Yeah,
I didn't, because I live a 4-hour drive away from Tallahassee in Daytona, so I didn't want to drive 4 hours to walk across a stage.
Yeah.
But my mom really wanted to see me graduate, so we went, and I'm glad I did it now, like for her that she saw that. And, my
I was gonna say that's the first gen thing. Like you just want to do it for them.
We don't think about that stuff
No.
as kids. We don't think about like how much our parents want to see us do something or accomplish something.
Yeah.
And so we take a lot of things for granted, but a lot of times our parents are like, no, like I really want to witness that in real time.
Speaking of, how did your family react when you decided to not do med school?
They were supportive, honestly.
That's good.
They were supportive. I didn't tell them at first. At first I was doing comedy, and I was just like kind of sneaking out, being like, oh, I'm gonna go meet up with a friend, and then I would go do like an open mic. But they were supportive. My parents mainly just wanted to see me graduate. They wanted to know, as long as he graduates and gets like a degree from college, I'll be happy that he accomplished that.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, no, they're very supportive. My mom and my dad always text me about like a certain video that makes them laugh and stuff like that. So I really appreciate that. Yeah.
Because sometimes families, like, they're just like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
What do you mean you're going to go be a comedian
Yeah.
and not be a doctor?
Yeah, especially a big career change like that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, doctor to comedian.
I feel bad too, because like growing up, I would go to work with my dad. My dad does pest control, so he does like he'll go to your house and like spray for bugs and stuff like that. And so I would go to work with him, and he would tell his customers that I'm gonna be a doctor. Like that's how excited he was.
And this is when you knew you weren't gonna be a doctor.
This is when I started being like, I don't know if that's true.
Yeah.
He was like, this is Dr. Julian over here, and I'd just be in my head like,
yeah.
I don't know.
What I love about our families, so my brother was working for the city of San Jose in California. Okay. And my mom kept telling everyone he was the mayor of San Jose. I was like, that's wrong. But I'm not going to tell you but our parents don't know what we do sometimes. Or they just like, they want to put us like on a pedestal. Exactly. Like, he's a doctor, he's a mayor. And I'm like, my brother is definitely not even a mayor. I don't think he's met the mayor of San Jose.
Yeah. That's really cute. It's really good to have support from your family. Yeah. A lot of times people don't have that support, and that's really tough. But it's I have an older brother. He's 10 years older than me, and he's like, I tell people that you're famous. I'm like, I'm not. I'm nowhere near famous. Why?
I think you're pretty famous. No.
I don't know. You know what is interesting? I'll like one of my titis will send me a text or tell me, be like, yo, my friend just sent me your video.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's my nephew.
Aww.
Like they have to like prove to people that they know that.
Oh,
because they don't.
Yes,
it's
that's
just
my tia.
Yeah, yeah. So it's cool. It's cool to see that.
When was the video? Like, was there a video that popped off? A stand up that popped off? Like, when did you start to get like this community?
Yeah, dude. Everything. I mean, I guess January, February, everything kind of started growing. That's like when I really started getting bigger numbers. Yeah, I would say like January, February.
Of this year?
Yeah.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. So I think I accumulated like 32,000 in the last 6 months.
That's popping. That's popping for us.
I'm
maybe not famous for you, but I was like, that's popping.
What I love is that it's a response from like my community, from our people, especially like growing up, like not speaking Spanish, like my whole life, my whole childhood, I didn't feel like I could be a part of Latinos. Like you guys actually used to scare me, like Latinos speaking Spanish. I would like shy away from
and
that.
Now you on a podcast, it's called Hello Latino. Look at you.
Yeah, man.
You said Latinos used to scare me.
Yeah, just because like the whole language thing, I just felt like not good enough because I can't communicate. Yeah. So I'd be like, I'll butt out. I won't even introduce myself. Blah blah blah. And so, but
I feel like that's hard for people to admit.
Yeah.
So appreciate you admitting that.
Thanks.
Because I feel like there's a lot of Latinos that don't speak Spanish that maybe feel like, oh, I don't have my Latino card here. But I'm like, you're Latino.
Yeah, I think as long as you love the culture and you're like representing us well, like you're not like a bad person.
Yeah.
If you love the culture, you represent us well, and you genuinely care about the people,
yeah,
I think that makes you, quality of having like the Latino card. I think if you don't speak Spanish, you should definitely like put yourself to learn it. Like,
yeah.
Ponete a aprender, but some people don't.
Period. We heard the Spanish. Period.
Yeah. I could speak a little bit, and that's actually a problem I have is like, I can pronounce the words in Spanish very well, and so sometimes people will think I'm fluent, and then I have to be like, oh, I'm not like that.
And then you start talking. Yeah, the directions.
I have to tell them to speak a little slower to me, yeah, because it comes off a little bit.
Speaking of slower is crazy because Puerto Ricans speak fast.
Yeah, I'm the
¿Qué?
slowest Spanish-speaking Puerto Rican out there.
Hey, but you speaking it.
Yeah.
But I love that because I feel like we all have our ways to connect to culture, whether it's like music or like you start learning how to cook Puerto Rican food. I've had people that do that, right? Like there's people that connect to the culture differently, and language is a big part of it because you connect to, it gives you access to these different people that you're like, oh wow, you have so many stories.
And then also our language literally is our culture as well. So you can't say I know the culture and then not know the language. Like I'm learning the language, so I'm learning the culture. I wouldn't say I'm 100,000% immersed into the Latino culture because we do need to keep speaking. We need to keep Spanish alive.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
but more than that, it's everything else, right?
Yeah,
it's like the language, it's the food, it's the coffee, it's the gifts, it's even the gestures, right? Like bringing a titi gift.
Yeah, it's literally things like that. It's literally things like that. Like having a friend come over to your house and being like, "Do you want food as well?" Like I have. Yeah, it's who we are as a people. So and you cannot speak Spanish, but if you do all that stuff and you're still and you have that energy and the appreciation for our culture, despite not being able to speak the language, you are still Latino. You're not like.
And you know what I've realized, like when you start doing things like that, you start connecting with other cultures that do similar things. Yeah. That was like the biggest eye opener. Like I had a situation is I was visiting, this is like back in college, I was visiting someone, a friend that like lived somewhere else outside of California. And, they were like, oh, you can stay at my place. Like, I'm not charging anything. Like, that's just a Latino thing, right? Like, you're not going to get a hotel. Like, you're going to stay here.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's so sweet. I'm not used to that outside of my family because, I don't really, like, go out and visit people. But I was like, oh, you do that too? She's like, yeah. Got there, me atendió. Like, she's like, you want coffee? You want this? And I was like, girl, we do all of this. And it was just a beautiful, like, moment of connection. And she's like, yeah, like Arabs do it too. And I'm like, oh, that's cool.
Dude, I love it.
You know what I mean? Yes. And like, oh, the Black community does it too. And we're like, oh, we're so much more connected than we think. But we're here and we're like trying to learn, trying to assimilate. But it's like, we're so much more connected when we do what we do.
One of my favorite things is like, sometimes I'll do a video about, whatever part of our culture, and I'll get someone from like another culture comment.
Yeah.
Like the other day, someone said Italians entering the chat. And I was like, I love to see that because I want to point out that all of us are very similar.
So much more similar.
I have a question for you. In your childhood, you had strict parents?
Very.
Right. Did you
not?
Oh no, of course.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's why I'm going into this conversation knowing that you did.
Yeah.
Were you able to like go to other people's houses?
Never.
No.
Never. Unless it was a primo.
Yeah,
primo, prima, and even then they were like vigilando. They were like, "Oh, we're gonna pick you up at this time. Yeah. What are you guys doing?" But barely.
Yeah, I think I have like this little like theory because I don't like to go to people's houses as an adult now. Yeah, this is my theory because I don't know if everyone relates to it. I don't like to travel to go see you. Like I have a thing where I'm like, I'd rather you just come here. Mm-hmm. Like my friend could be having a birthday and he's like, yo, we're gonna do a big Italy trip. We're gonna take a flight and go to Italy and celebrate my birthday out there. And my first thought is like, why don't you don't want to come over to my house and sleep over? Like, because that's how my childhood was like all the sleepovers were at my house. Like I never went to you.
Always.
I wasn't allowed.
Yeah,
I wasn't allowed to go to. I mean, I can go to like your party during the day from like 2 to 3:45. I can go.
That's still a long time. That's crazy coming from a guy though. I feel like Latinos had a little bit more like.
Yes, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure. The girls are treated more strictly. Like I have a little sister as well. She's not allowed. They're not even gonna let her go to college.
No, truly. When I told them I was gonna move away, like, cause I grew up in San Diego, and when I told them I was gonna go to San Jose State, they're like, "Why so far? It's a 6-hour drive, a 2-hour, like a 1-hour flight."
Yeah.
But I was like, my brother was literally there. He was at the same school, and I was like, "No, I'm gonna go where Patrick is," and they're like, "So far. Like, How are we going to take care of you?
Yeah, I can't get to you. I can't get to you quick enough. That's what my parents would always say.
No, it really is they can't watch me.
Yeah.
They want to just watch what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And you know, my mom would call me at every day at 7 or 8 p.m. just to see what I was doing.
Check in with you?
Yeah.
That's good.
She's like, what are you doing? Who are you with? And I'm like, you don't know them. Like,
I know. The famous who is that? What do you mean who is that? It's my friend.
You don't know. You don't know him.
I'm with Matt. Who's Matt? He's an engineer major. I don't know. I don't mean, what do you want me to tell you?
And then he started telling them, and then they want to know like the details. They're like, well, how did he, is he from San Diego? Is he from San Jose? And I'm like, why didn't you know about this person's life? Like, no tiene nada que ver. But you know what's funny? Speaking of that, what I love about Latinos is that they always have to describe the person. Yeah. Like my dad can't come back from anywhere without describing like the person's religion, like their ethnicity. And I'm like, why does it matter if they're Muslim? Like, why did you have to say that?
Yeah.
Well, you know, el musulmán de allá abajo. Yeah. You know, el este árabe de allá. Yeah. Oh, you know, el italiano que vive ahí, el francés. And I'm like, why do you have to describe that? Like, it's, or el que siempre se pone el carro, la camisa roja, like the one that always has the red shirt on. Yeah. I'm like, so random.
You know, I think, because I have a certain perspective because I'm someone who's learning Spanish, so I see it a little differently. It's very fun to describe somebody in Spanish versus in English. So I think maybe that's why I'm like, you remember my friend Matt? They're like, who's Matt?
You have to describe them.
Oh, yeah, you know, little Matt. I mean, you don't have to call him that, but I guess you're correct by Elajito, sí.
I know it sounds like offensive in English, huh? You're like, that's not what they mean.
Exactly. But in Spanish, it's like, it's fun, you know?
Yeah.
Elajito. It's a fun word.
Elajito. El que tiene el ojo así.
Yeah. Exactly.
It's like low-key, like, it's a little mean, but I'm like, no, it's love. It's love. But it's also them trying to pick apart, like, who's who, right?
Yeah. Our parents, Hispanic parents are crazy because, you know, they'll give us names, like complicated names, like, you know, Sara Lisa and like I don't know, Gozándose la vida, things like that.
Truly.
Dale Viralín. But they can't remember your friend Michael. ¿Quién? Michael? Matthew? No, you don't know. You can't remember Matt? His parents helped me pass the SATs. You can't remember his name?
Nope.
But we have names like
but complex names.
Yep.
What are parts of you, like, of the culture that you think are really sacred to you, that you're keeping forever, and parts that you're maybe like, and parts that you're like, maybe I can change that up. Maybe I can break that cycle.
I love all of our culture. I mean, I love our food, obviously. I love our music. I love Puerto Rican music. I really love how Puerto Ricans are very good at making music. I'm very prideful in that. What am I holding forever? I guess all of it. I think the only things about Latino culture that I'm like, I think need to change or need adjustments is just that anxious part of our brain and the whole, you know, because our elders are immigrants and they come to the country with like kind of a mindset to not prioritize like their mental health or like emotional health.
Yeah.
And so I understand they have those mindsets to survive, but then they pass it on generationally. So I would say, because it's a very big part of Latino culture to be like, stop crying, toughen up, you know. But I think sometimes it's okay to validate how other people feel. But I can't do that. I'm very like if I don't like when adults cry.
No, this is real.
It's really hard for me to listen to adults cry. I'm like, please stop doing that. I hate it.
Is it because you weren't used to it growing up?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
No, but this is the thing. I literally just had this conversation. I'm like, sometimes I see the older people in my family cry, which they cry a lot now. I'm like, you guys didn't cry this much like when we were younger. And it's hard for me. I could do it with my friends, with like other people, like, oh, I'm going to show up for you. But it's like something that I'm unlearning. Like, how do I show up for my family? Like, my mom's crying and I'm literally like, why is she crying right now? Like, why? ¿Por qué? And that's what she would tell me in a very like loving way. She was trying to like get me to toughen up for the world, right? But like when I was younger and crying, she'd be like, ¿Por qué está llorando? Why are you crying? And I'd be like, okay, not crying. So now as an adult, I'm like, I don't know how to show up for you.
Yeah, it's like
awkward about it.
Exactly. I know. I freak out. I mean, I don't freak out, but I freeze up. That's a better word. I like freeze up when people cry. I'll do the things that I know I should do. I'll put my arm around you and but it is.
Is that with everyone or just your family?
I've never seen my family cry. I mean, besides like as children, but like as adults, that's what I'm saying. Like we don't do that. Like I wouldn't.
Yeah.
Which is bad. We should, as adults, we should be able to cry with people we love as adults, like in our 20s and 30s, not like as kids. Like we,
Yeah.
If something really hurts my feelings, I should be able to like sit next to my brother or my sister and cry about it. But I feel like we have like a barrier, like Latinos in our family.
Use humor oftentimes.
Yeah, and so we'll use humor, but we have that like barrier of like not validating an emotion and just tucking something down and not experiencing it, and then that emotion just like balls up over time because you never address it, and then
and that's where I'm at now. Yeah, like all those years went by, and now I have like the older women in my family. It's not really the men typically, but the older women in my family that are starting to like open up about their emotions and cry. And that's the hard part for me, where I'm like, oh my gosh, like they're crying, and I've never seen my mom cry. Yeah,
and then you actively say that to yourself as they're crying. Like, I've never seen this person. Yeah. Rather than like addressing it, you're like, I've never seen them cry before.
And I'm just like, sorry, mommy. Like sometimes really hard to. Know how to show up.
You want a baby bottle? Like that's the only response.
¿Qué quieres de comer? ¿Qué quieres de comer? ¿Qué quieres de comer? Have you? Is that something that you've learned? Or are you still learning how to like
cry?
Validate your feelings?
Oh,
gotta cry. unless.
No, I can cry. I'm pretty good at validating my own emotions with myself. It's hard for me to do it with other people. Yeah. But I've cried a few times.
Is that your own work?
Yeah. I don't like go to therapy. When was the last time I cried? I think the last time I cried was maybe a year ago. Question. Yeah, maybe a year ago. But I'm pretty good at that because I'm good at crying. No, I can. I'm good at like validating how I feel and like recognizing when I'm running away from a certain emotion or feeling. Like I'm very good at reflecting and stuff like that.
But that's also self-taught?
Yeah.
Because that's a big deal. I don't feel like I meet a lot of Latinos that can do that.
Yes. I mean, we can get into it. I mean, I think a lot of Latinos, like a lot of our men in our community probably aren't good at validating their own emotions is because they don't know how to prioritize their emotions because we're taught to prioritize materialism and, we all have like uncles who are like, you got girlfriends? Tell me, are you getting, rather than being like, how do you feel today? And like, what makes you upset? You know what I'm saying? Like our uncles don't talk to us like that. And so that teaches you as a kid to prioritize, let me get girls, let me make money, I'll be a plastic surgeon to make money, So I think as kids, we're taught the wrong priorities a lot of times because our elders don't have their priorities straight either,
Yeah.
So therefore they don't know how to teach us the right ones. So as kids, we have the wrong priorities. And then you just grow up through life not like knowing, oh, I should learn to reflect on why I feel that way. Like you don't learn to do that.
When was the moment for you then when you're like, oh, I should probably like do some reflecting?
I think
I should probably cry.
I think I just slowly started doing it through comedy because comedy teaches you to be reflective. Comedy teaches you when you write a joke about something that happened, you're reflecting. You're reflecting on like, and then this made me feel this way. And then as you're looking for the joke, you're reflecting more and more and you're finding more about yourself. That's why a lot of comedians who are good at reflecting are self-aware, like very, very self-aware and good with their emotions because it's literally our job to reflect. It's our job. Like I journal now. I journal in my notes. I'll just be like, this old lady looked really cute on the train today. And I'll just write that. And then later I'll look back on it and I'm like, why did I feel that way? I felt that way because, old ladies are comforting to me. Why are they comforting me? Oh, because of grandma. You just...
Oh, they're going to say because the arm fat.
Because of the arm fat. I love that arm fat. Love that arm fat. Shake that arm fat.
It's love. I love that you said it was going back to comedy because I think that a lot of our people, again, we go back to comedy because it's the only like real acceptable outlet that a lot of our men have at least.
Yeah, that's that or like, music, which everyone wants to be a rapper now. Everyone
just wants to talk about their feelings.
Yeah, exactly. That's
and
exactly
no one has
what
a
it
safe
is.
space to do it.
That's exactly what it is.
I talk a lot about this because I've had a lot of women on my podcast. There was a period of time where I had like only men and then I was like, wait, switch it up. And then I just went the other opposite way. But I actually grew up with a lot of brothers. And so
cool.
Growing up with a lot of men in the family, they're hilarious, but they're so out of touch with their emotions. And it's not until like now they're older, like they're in their 40s, late 30s. And so I see them like opening up a little bit more.
Yeah.
But even then, they're still like the barrier, right? They're just like, okay, we don't go past like a certain limit.
Yeah.
And I think we need to protect our men a lot more.
Yes.
And I say that a lot. And I know it's like problematic and people are like, no, men ain't shit. I'm like, no, men are just, they need a safe space.
Yeah, that's very true.
Talk, to be in community, to do all the things.
Yeah, a lot of, I mean, just, like, we're like I said, we're taught the wrong priorities. So, like, why do guys go to, like, strip clubs and things like that all the time, you know? Like the type of guy who like goes to a strip club like every week, that's a person who's missing something and doesn't know how to fix it, and they think they're fixing it because they never learned how to. But yeah, I completely agree with that.
Can you tell me a time where you were reflecting on a joke or writing a joke where you're like, like that's interesting, like a moment that was like an aha about your childhood, about you, about identity?
I know I have a lot. I don't know if I can. Let me think of. I think I was writing a joke recently about how me and my grandma, like how my grandma didn't speak to me in English, so I didn't understand when she spoke to me in English. And I was writing a joke about how she said something one day, and it was funny, like the punchline was whatever she said. But it made me, I had like an aha moment writing that joke because I was like, oh, like I actually never really communicated with that woman. Like,
wow.
We knew each other, but like my grandmother on my dad's side, I never like really sat down and had like a, hey, what was your life like? This is what my life is like teach me, like it, because the language barrier.
Yeah.
So that was like an aha moment for me of like, oh wow, like that connection with a relative is so limited when you guys don't speak the same language.
Yeah.
So it made me a little sad for a minute, but yeah, I have moments like that a lot. Or like I'll have a moment about like, I'm very like motherly.
Yeah.
I have very like maternal energy.
You do? I can see that.
Yeah.
With the gifts.
Yeah.
It goes back to the gifts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so a lot of times if I'm like journaling, I'll be like, I'm like such a mom.
Hey, but you be owning that. That's great.
That's the comedian in me. I have to own it. I have to be like,
you said
But yeah, like the other day, I was out with a couple of my friends and one of my boys had like laid down like on the sidewalk. And I was like, I snapped. I said, get up, the floor, that's filthy. I snapped at him and said,
okay, mommy.
I was like, yo, dude, what are you doing, man? I was like, get up. I don't know. I think it comes from like being the older sibling. I think it comes from being like the older sibling. So
how many siblings are there?
So my older brother, he's 10 years older than me. Okay. So I grew up with him, but by the time he like moved out, my younger siblings were still like babies. They were like, so they didn't grow up with him in the house. So that's why I kind of feel like I'm like the older sibling because so it's me, it's my older brother, myself. I have a brother younger than me, and then another brother, and then a sister. So there's 5 of us.
So it comes from that.
Like just kind of I don't know. I guess it started when I started folding diapers and changing them and burping them, you know. Very good with babies. Yeah. So you kind of learn to be nurturing, and then with that, the instincts come, you know. That's
also, I think, part of you being a stand-up comedian, right?
Yeah.
Like you have to be comforting to the audience.
Yes. Yeah. I'm very good at like, I think I have a certain look where like before I speak, people like make assumptions about me that are complete opposite. Like my whole life I've always said like I feel like I look like a douchebag. Like I have to look a certain way to like fight that. Like if I wear a hat backwards and like a chain, I have like a look. Like I look like, but then I'm like, no, I'm not like that at all. Like I have to kind of prove myself.
No, I'm a mom.
Yeah. I've got a blanket if you're cold. Like I'm not.
I can't.
So
you were the older brother. There are more brothers.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And even that, I think like older men have a different, I don't know. Like, you guys have to be motherly.
Yeah, a lot of, I mean, if my parents like went out for dinner, I'd stay home and watch the kids and stuff. And so I was in charge of making sure everyone ate or like putting his food in the microwave, like little tasks like that like you really kind of saw your mom you were doing while the parents were out or something. And so that teaches you I guess those maternal. I mean, I think I'm more maternal than most men. So yeah. I can't speak for every guy, but you know, I'm very like if I'm out with all my friends and everyone gets up from the table, I'll notice like someone left a jacket. Like I notice stuff like that. Like I like to. It's like my favorite part of going out with my friends. I love to be like, oh, missing something.
Right.
It's gonna be chilly at the strip club that we're going to. Go ahead and take it. I notice these things. You know what I mean?
That's so funny. So, I feel like men don't really be admitting to that.
Yeah.
Especially Latino men. They're like, no, I'm, masculine and all the things. You're like, yeah. All the things.
Yeah. Very full.
It all coexists.
It comes from this. What's the word? One of the things that ever since I've been teaching myself Spanish, I've been forgetting English.
Oh, that's real. Welcome. Bilingual. Bye.
I've been forgetting, or like now I'll say like new English words that don't exist because I'm saying it like half in Spanish.
Like what?
Like for example, I'll say like, oh, the cita, thinking silla and seat. Like I'll combine two words together. I'm like,
so real.
I'm sorry.
So bad. Real.
I'm speaking 0 languages.
Truly.
But
you're gonna start looking at people like you look like your grandma.
No, I like stutter in real time.
Yeah.
I hate it. It's because I come across dumb. I come across like not being able to speak when I'm speaking in English.
So real.
But yeah, no, a lot of men, especially like Latino men, or like even just from a lot of our communities, a lot of Latinos are in the projects or in the hood, and so in those areas you have to you can't be soft. You can't be like, oh, you cold. You can't say shit like that, you know, or else you know you look weak and you're like, oh, we can jump this guy because he can't fight or whatever. You have to have like some sort of presence, and so it stems from that.
Yeah,
it's toxic masculinity 101. You know, So a lot of us have that because in our communities, our fathers had to, like my dad had like a rough childhood, and so he's just now starting to soften up because we have like 2 cute little dogs, and it's very he's a typical like
that's my dad.
Yeah, exactly.
His 2 little fluffy white dogs.
Yeah. You have 2 fluffy white dogs?
Yeah,
so do we.
Yeah, isn't that the cutest thing though? And like my dad gardens. He's like he's in his soft air. I was like, yes, and I love to see it.
I love to see it because it's so well deserved, man. Because that's what life should be. Life shouldn't be like, oh, I have to. It should be like, oh, I want to go lay on the floor and play with my dogs.
No,
get on the floor, Dad. Get on the floor.
Dale. No, it's the sweetest thing to see. I always say to see my parents just rest and chill. That is like the biggest blessing. I'm like, this is worth it. Like, I'm gonna keep working, doing my thing. Because I told them, I'm like, I'm gonna retire y'all. That's my goal. That's my goal in life. Like, I want y'all to just retire and rest. Because I'm their 401k. They don't have one.
Yeah.
So like, I'm gonna take care of them. But seeing them just rest now.
Yeah, that's a big thing for us because a lot of Latinos, like a lot of our parents work manual labor, and so sometimes God forbid something happens. A manual labor job is not necessarily a job that's very profiting.
Yeah.
My dad's done a great job at his, but I know like a lot of people are not in situations. A lot of people like their dad is like the super to an apartment, and so God forbid something happens to their dad, like that's their income, and it's not like a strong income. So it is nice when you get to see them relax a little bit because they do have hard lives. Our parents have a lot harder lives than we do in ways that we don't understand because of them.
Yeah. I have 2 more questions for you.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
One is, you have younger siblings. Are they learning Spanish? Are you teaching them?
I'm teaching them. Well, I mean, I'm not taking responsibility for teaching them. They're learning on their own as well. But yeah, I do speak to them in Spanish, and I'm trying to force it the way I didn't have, because I don't want them to feel what I felt, and I don't want them to go through life not being able to speak Spanish. Yeah. So I'll text them in Spanish. They're on Duolingo.
Do they feel what you felt? Like,
I don't know, right? I gotta talk to them about that. That's another thing I was talking about, like that whole like those deep conversations are sometimes hard to have with our own family, just because it's like not a topic that was always forced. Yeah. But I do want.
And it's not always comfortable. You're like, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, how are you? And they're like, I'm fine. What do you want?
Yeah.
It's like, are you trying to crack them? But I think as an older sibling, it is your job to continue trying to crack them. And so I try to discipline myself to be like, you know, text your sister, text your brother, like now and then, like keep and stay in their life, even though they're kind of like rejecting you because they're teenagers and they're like too cool for being vulnerable.
Texting like you're younger. I text my nephews all the time. And it's like texting a man that does not want you. Like, you know, like it is so weird. I'm like, can you just put a heart? Like, do something. Okay. Yeah. All right.
I texted my nephew. It was my nephew's birthday. I said, happy birthday, I love you. And he sent me, all right, bro.
It's like the nephews and the uncles. I texted one of my uncles, funniest thing. Yeah. On WhatsApp, you know. That's like he's the OG. He just moved here in the last few years. But I'm sending him this long, beautiful, like, Tío, feliz cumpleaños, te quiero mucho. Like, I'm literally sending him a whole paragraph. And then he just says, okay, thank you. I was like, not even a te amo back? That's okay. So funny.
Okay.
And he's the sweetest man, but I'm like, you don't know how to text. That's
so
why.
Funny.
He loves me.
No, I know. That is so funny. No, I texted. My nephews actually don't look anything like me. Like I look at least Hispanic, and so I like I'm full Puerto Rican. I look like this, and my nephews are half Puerto Rican and half white, so they look white, which is fine. Doesn't bother me. But sometimes it puts me in like weird situations as their Theo because, like, I don't know if you've ever like taken a little boy to the bathroom that doesn't look like you. It's very difficult. I had this down in Florida where I'm just all these white people are just staring at me with their thumb over the Amber Alert button.
Stop.
What the hell is he doing? I'm just holding this kid by the wrist. I'm like, oh no, guys, we're just friends. It's fine.
Not just friends.
We're just friends. It's nothing like that. Relax. So, but sometimes, it's just standing next to them. My nephews are all different range of colors.
Skittles, you know?
Yeah. But that's typical Latino family.
But that's Latinos. I was gonna say, like, we got all the different flavors and all the different sazones.
Yes, we do.
It's funny because being Honduran, I was so used to it. Like, you know, you grow up with like de todo. Like my parents are darker and they're shorter, and then I'm tall and like light skin. Yeah. It's just, you know.
Yeah.
And then my brother is like dark.
Yeah.
You said what?
My dad's darker. My mom's lighter. My mom's white like that. She's white like this table.
She's white like this table.
My mom is, but no, I mean, everyone's part of the community. Everyone's part, especially the white ones. The white Latinos, we send undercover.
We send undercover, yes.
We send them to the country
clubs.
Doing the work. Give them a name tag. Your name tag just says Riley because Riley. Her name is Esmeralda, but tonight you're Riley. Go find out what they're doing and then report back to your local Mexican restaurant.
I can't.
That's what we do with the white Latinos.
So real. No, my parents, when they're around me, they're like, who is this?
Yeah.
Like, they don't see the resemblance at all. I'm like, I don't know. They probably got me from a dumpster. That's what my brother used to say. So they got you from the garbage can.
Oh, my God.
But no, it's like so real. Latinos come in all different shades and colors. Yeah. But
you see that a lot here in New York, too. Like, when I was, like, in Florida, where I'm from, black people don't speak Spanish. Like, the black people in Florida are black. Yeah. But here in New York, they're Dominican and Puerto Rican. Mm-hmm. And so that was really cool for me to see that because I would hear them speaking Spanish, and I'd be like, oh, shit, like, that's right. Like, I know that, but, like, I didn't experience it, like, a lot in Florida. So seeing black people speak Spanish in New York is, like, so cool.
I was literally going to say in California.
Yeah, in California. Is it like that in California as well?
No.
Oh, it's
like,
not.
It's heavy Mexican culture.
Right.
And it's like some Central American, more like Guatemalan and like Salvadorian.
Are we out there? Are Puerto Ricans out there or no?
Ish.
Okay.
Like, y'all are just scattered around.
Yeah.
I actually grew up with a Boricua family. They were our neighbors, and they were like our favorite people. Like, because we're very similar. Yeah. Like, Hondurans, especially my family, they're from the coast. And so they have a lot of that Caribbean influence. And so,
cool.
You know, we were eating plátano and yuca, and it was just regular. Aguacate with everything.
Aguacate.
You know, they put us on, what do y'all make that, fried cheese? Or is that Dominican?
Dominican.
There was also a Dominican family.
It's part of the tregope.
Oh, you know what? The cheese? The cheese got me. I was like, fried cheese?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, tregope is it's plátano. It's mashed plátano, like the salami.
Yeah.
And then the cheese.
He's like,
yeah.
Is that gonna put you on?
Yeah.
Gonna put you on. You 75-25? Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh,
I had it for the first time. My titi made it for me the first time like a couple weeks ago. It was so good, and then she sent me the rest home, and you know Chinese Tupperware containers.
Yeah.
Classic. And so, but I gotta stay away from that shit, bro. I can't eat that all the time.
Truly.
I cannot eat that all the time.
You know, the diet and the Latino culture, we could talk about that another time. But, you know, the food is so good, though.
Yeah, it's delicious.
I wanted to ask you, going back to Puerto Rico, because when I was in Puerto Rico, I saw the American influence heavy.
Sure.
And I met so many locals that were, like, telling me about their situation living on the island.
Yeah.
For you, like, understanding that the Puerto Rican experience is still different than a lot of Latinos because, you know, you're part a U.S. colony, have a lot of other set of struggles versus like a lot of Latinos are either refugees or immigrants and like they have a different battle here. Was that always like something in the back of your head too when it came to connecting with Latinos, or was it just like, is it new information that I know you were talking about history?
Yeah. No. I've always known that, and I've always, you know, Puerto Ricans are privileged in the sense that we don't have to deal with like the threat that ICE is bringing, you know, shit like that, because we are citizens. There's nowhere like to deport us to.
But a lot of people don't know, and they've been attacking Puerto Ricans.
I know.
And Puerto Ricans are like, yo.
I know. It's insane. But
when I talk about the ignorance though of just people outside of Latino communities or outside of Puerto Ricans, right?
Yeah. I mean, growing up in Florida, I mean, now Florida's a little bit more educated just because, you know, time and social media. But like when I was growing up, everyone thought I was Mexican.
In Florida,
and I don't look Mexican at all.
You really don't.
No Mexican energy, or I have no Mexican, you know, features, or anything.
Yeah.
But they're like, oh, but you speak Spanish. Those are the only ones who speak Spanish. No, bro. No.
In Florida, that's interesting. I always thought that happened in California.
We get caught. I mean, because people are just so ignorant. Like you're saying, they're just, oh, that's Mexican anyway. Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
They don't even know about all the other countries and everything. But no, I've always been aware of that. I've always been aware of that. So. Yeah. I know that Puerto Rico is part of the States, and so we have like kind of a different battle, you know.
Yeah. And did you feel it when you went to the island? You're like, oh, this is a different like experience that they're having being a U.S. Because listen, we have our privileges, but Puerto Ricans deal with a different set of struggles too.
Did I feel what? What do you mean?
When you went into the island, did you feel like it was a colony of the U.S.? Like, did you feel like, oh, this is the American influence is heavier here? I feel like I can connect on a different level, or was it just kind of like? It's an interesting question.
The only thing it is interesting. The only thing that reminded me of like the States was seeing the tourists there.
Because I hear this a lot from Puerto Ricans. Like Americans go and they're like, almost like an owner, like you know. It's our island too. Yeah. Sorry, I'm like trying to figure out how to ask the question because I'm like, I felt it, but I don't know if every Puerto Rican feels it.
Yes, people who are non-Latino and going there with a sense of entitlement or like, I belong here.
Yeah. I
see what you're saying. Did I feel that? I didn't interact with tourists.
Yeah. So he's like, hell no.
I didn't even. Which is, you know, slightly ironic coming from me being I was born and raised in Florida and you know, I'm just now learning Spanish, you know, ironic coming from me. But I didn't necessarily feel that. Like everywhere we went, we spoke with natives, you know, everything we did, obviously because all the natives run everything there. So you know, but no, I felt like I was in a different place. I didn't feel like I was in the States.
Yeah.
I felt like I was in Puerto Rico, which is its own entity.
Yeah.
You know,
and I forgot you went to see family, so it's a different.
Yeah, and then I was with my titi and everything.
Yeah, because I feel like if I were to go back to Honduras and not be around my family, it would be a whole different situation. Yeah. I'd be a tourist, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
We did a few things that I didn't realize were touristy until we got there.
Yeah.
That I'm like, oh man, because I didn't want to do any tourist stuff. I wanted to go and like experience just like a simple day in the life of like being Puerto Rican.
Yeah.
So like I purposely didn't want to book like a hotel, like a resort. We did like an Airbnb, like a home,
nice,
like a little apartment. And then we walked to the beach, saw a few dead iguanas, you know. We did typical, but that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to have that exact experience. Yes.
Okay.
I flew for the iguanas.
Yeah.
But I wanted to have that exact experience of feeling native because I'm not native, and I missed out on a lot of the culture because we didn't go to Puerto Rico a lot when I was a kid. So I wanted to kind of touch base with those roots. You know, I didn't want to go like and do like a nice resort and do all these, you know, extravagant activities and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because that pulls you away from like the actual Puerto Rican experience.
No, that's real. And speaking of, I want to wrap up with a question. Yeah. What do you want to manifest? And I do this every single episode. Yeah. Like, what do you want to manifest for our Latino community?
Opportunity. I want to manifest opportunity because we already work hard. Like Latinos are known for working hard and being passionate. I want to see our people get more opportunities and more spaces where we're not represented. So that's what I would manifest that. You know, a lot of our opportunities are like self-created. I would like to see people who are in higher platforms that have their own kind of create something that we can be a part of as well, or like, you know, those who are in power give not only to themselves.
Yeah. Access.
I'd like to see that. Yeah, give access. That was a good word.
Yeah. Got you.
Yeah.
Period. Thank you. Thank you for being here.
Yeah.
Hello, Latino.
This was fun.